On each slide today, you are going to have two main jobs. Number one, think about someone you clash with right now in your life and describe your clash. For many of us, this is going to be our family members because right now we are spending a lot of time with them. And when you spend a lot of time with your family, it's pretty normal to clash with people. So I'm going to use an example from when I lived with my family to show what I mean about this work. So in the clash column, first, you're going to decide who you clash with. So for me, it's my little brother, or it was my little brother Casey. And then I've got to decide when we clash. So we used to clash, but we clash when we have to do chores together. And I want to explain this really well and get everything out because it can feel good to kind of process or think about why you're clashing and when you're clashing. And it's also just good to get the feelings out. So he always is complaining about something, and that means that he doesn't really do much work, okay? So the next step is why? Why do we clash? Well, we clash because I get annoyed at him for all his whining, and eventually I get so mad that I yell at him. Then he tells on me, and my mom punishes me. It's so unfair. Okay? So I've kind of like vented all my feelings on my clash side, and that can feel really good. But the second step is even more important. Number 2, what is one thing you could do, and what could you both do to clash less? And the big word for this is compromise, meaning to meet halfway. So I've got to come up with a compromise that works for me and Casey. I can't just say, oh, he can do all the chores, because that really won't work. He won't be down for that. So, what are 2 compromises you could make to avoid or fix the clash? First, I've got to start with me. What could I do differently to avoid the clash? Well, I could find a calmer way to talk to Casey when I get annoyed. Not only will that help Casey feel better, but it'll actually help me feel better because I won't get in trouble. Or we could split up the chores and work separately. Seems like some of this clash happens because we're together so much. So maybe we could just do our own thing in our own spaces. So like that way, we wouldn't be around each other to get mad at each other. Okay? So I've completed one example. I would go to the next slide and do the same thing with a different person. 6th graders, think of 2 people in your life that you clash with and find a way to make that clash better. Move from clashing to 2 little angels that are way happier being around each other. Can't wait to read what you write.